one of my customers that came in one day and said, I heard that they're tearing down your restaurant. I said, well, that's news to us. I said, we know nothing about it. So I had made contact with the city, went to one of the city council meetings and found out that they were starting their legwork to preserve the history of Denny's, since it's such an iconic building. It was built in 1966. So it's on a historical register. So they have to do a bunch of legwork in order to make it to where they can, if they decide to, tear it down. Problem is, there's no communication from the city. That was the last time I heard from the city, was at the city council meeting, only because I went to the council meeting. City just needs to do a better job communicating with its business leaders. We've been around this valley for 40 years. I've employed people that were babies that grew into adults that had kids and hired their kids. You know, so I mean, we've been around here a long time. We were locally owned until almost 5 years ago. We had a local owner that owned us and operated the restaurant. The restaurant business is tough. If I have to close this business to build a new restaurant, I will lose my team. And I have employees that have been with me for 25 years or longer. You know, and it's like they can't live without a paycheck. And this is the problem that we're having with the city, is that they're not negotiating, in my opinion, in good faith. Because if they were, they would keep us abreast of what's going on. Denny's that plans on going nowhere. We plan on building. We love this valley. We've been around. I'm not retiring anytime soon. I've still got a few more good years in me. So we're going to build new. It'll be bigger, it'll be better, but it won't be this.
We've actually gone to meetings on this for a number of years. The first indication of it, I don't remember. It's quite a number of years ago. The customers have said stuff about it also. The business is very much a part of the Wenatchee. It's pretty much a landmark. It's been here for the whole life of some of our customers. If the building were to be torn down, people would miss it. We've been impacted before by a highway project. Out front used to be a parking lot. Somewhere between 1967 and 1972, the highway came closer by a substantial amount. It eliminated our front parking lot. The city has not made any offers yet. There's been no negotiation of any sort. The only comment when I talked to somebody down at the city one time was they said that the land acquisition in this whole intersection is going to be substantial. My preference isn't to demolish, but I've got my wife and my son that are in the mix also, and they'd like to see us just gone. No relocation. The business would not be the same if we were be relocated. I hope that we stay here. The uncertainty is the hardest part of this. We know something may be coming, but we don't know what. I'm of retirement age, but I'm still working to see what happens.
The kind of project we're doing where it's design build, we're just designing the road. All we've got is sort of like a pencil on a map, right? And we think it's going to look like this, and we think it's going to go here. We know how much money we have. We're not sure how far that's going to go. And so, yeah, you know, obviously there's, you know, McDougal is in a spot where it's pretty much, we're convinced that that's where a portion of the road's going to go out in Old Station. On the sort of the Denny's side and some of that, there's some question as to how much money we're going to have. Are we going to be able to get everything we want in that area? So, you know, we've had some communication with them that says, yeah, it's a maybe. We're still designing. The problem we have is once we get as far along as we are now, it becomes a federal process. This is a federalized project. So when it's a federalized project, there's a federal process that we have to go through, which means we hire an appraiser. We have the entity, and this is, use Denny's as an example, we will pay for them to hire an appraiser, and the federal government comes in with negotiators and they figure out what the right thing is, right? It's not a city function, so to speak, right? It's somebody else does it. And so we're sort of out of it, right? Other than do we have enough in the budget to do it? The timing, you know, I think sometime next year we'll know, as we're starting to get some ideas and we've got our contractors on board, we're starting to figure stuff out. So I would love it if we could keep the ones that want to be kept. So we'll just have to see how it works.